So this is going to be the hottest take that you're going to get the quickest maybe of these OTA patch up. It's not a patch. It's an update. It's an OTA. Let's look over these. October 26th. You probably already know them. I'm not here to explain them. I'm here to give you my raw, unfiltered. It's not dark Wolver or whatever Wolver that is. This is like, I don't know, hot take Wolver. I'll come up with a name later. Elsa Bloodstone. Used to be +3 power. Now it's +2. I hate that this is during the season of Elsa, but I get it. This makes sense. It was needed. I got no problem with this. Frankly, if you're upset by this because you bought the card, honestly, quit crying. The season pass is 10, 15 bucks, whatever you're spending on it. Frankly, the value in that is not the card. So I'm not going to feel bad for anybody. If you're leaving because of that, like the like button. Come on, it's my birthday. If you feel, you shouldn't feel bad. This is fine. Just don't. Loki used to be 3.5, now is a 4.5. So this one I want to talk about a little bit. I like that it's harder to play. I don't know if I think I love this yet. I think Loki needed to be slightly adjusted, but I think Mobius already brought Loki in pretty decently. I was not one of the people who was crying about Loki. I thought he was fine. 4.5, does that actually really, I mean, 4 depth, yes, it does. Now you could get Zabu to still get it a 3.5. So now you're playing Zabu, right? Well, that's fine. I think that you might have already been thinking about playing Zabu with Loki anyway, because maybe you're getting other 4s that are going to come cheaper. You know, Mobius is still going to hurt a Zabu, so it's more likely that you're going to get hurt. I'm not convinced. I would have made this a 4.4. I think Loki also needs to lose a point personally. I got no issue with them changing him. I don't think it's needed. I think people who think it's needed, I don't know. They're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's not needed. You know how I know that? Because I know. That's why. I know what's up with this stuff, and I'm right. You're wrong. All right, Collector. They went back to 2.2. Makes sense. They're nerfing Loki a little bit. I probably would have made this a 2.1. I don't know. I mean, they make a comment that the fact that they wanted to weaken it because of Loki-based decks, they're technically nerfing Loki. Is Collector really... I don't know, man. I'm not convinced that changing Loki's doing anything, right? So I would have maybe... Again, if I would have gone all the way to 2.2 on Collector, I would have made Loki 4.4 and felt those out a little bit. Since they went 4.5 with Loki, I would have made Collector 2.1. Just again, because they're trying to swap these around. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure about all that. Anyway, it's fine. It's not a huge deal. Glad they did it. I guess it could potentially still allow those decks to be playable. Angela, I'm sad about this one. It used to be 2.0. Now it's going to be 2.2. Yay. Woohoo. Negative decks. Can't use it in that. Oh, wait. Negative's dead because of Mobius. Can we fix that somehow? No, because Mobius is never... There's no way that can be fixed. So super annoying. And not only that, but it obviously nerfs it because it's a +1 power instead of +2. This one hurts. This one hurts. And they go in this paragraph. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they basically talk about how she's just been on the top for a long time. Every deck she's been in, anytime they've changed anything, she's remained really good. I think this is going to hurt her a lot. I think this is going to hurt Kitty a decent amount. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we see Kitty potentially get like a point on her, like a 1-1 or something along those lines. I think that could make sense. I don't love this mainly because I've been playing a lot of Angela and I really like Angela, and the variant I made for Angela I wanted to keep building, and now I'm not so sure. So do I have a huge problem with this? No, I actually don't. I don't. I think it's reasonable. Angela can get pretty big. So now at the same time, I've had my Angela get shanged a bunch. So maybe this helps protect that. So is it really a nerf? I don't know. We'll see. Not a huge problem. Sauron, I've been mentioning this for a couple videos now, that he needed to lose a point, at least at 1 point. This deck is too strong. It's always, and they mentioned this, it's always top 5, yet nobody ever complains about it. I think it's because it needs a lot of things going, but I was just playing it now a little bit, and it's always good. It's always consistent. I don't think this is going to change that at all. I think you could legit make Sauron a 3-0, and he still gets played. If you're going to, or if you would still play a card at a certain point, I think that means you don't, you change the card to that point. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not a card guru like a lot of other people who played Magic or Hearthstone or anything like that. This is coming from somebody who just has a better take. No, I don't mean that. Yeah, do I? No, I don't mean that because I don't know. But I do think that from somebody who's not played card games as much as some others, I think that this still gets played at 3-0. I just do. I mean, I look at this. Tell me in the comments below if there's a reason why you wouldn't play this at 3-0, but I think you still do. Uatu went from 1-1 to 1-2. Yep. Okay. This why that it should have never been changed, frankly. I just thought it was silly they did it. All right, Hellcow goes from 4-6 to 4-8. That's a nice buff. You're going to start seeing Hellcow on a lot more discards. Is this going to do anything for Black Knight? No, I know I've gotten some comments where people disagree with me that Black Knight's good. Sorry, I still disagree with you. The numbers, I think he just sucks. I think he's bad. It's too clunky. I get that there's ways to play him, but the ceiling is too high versus how low the floor is. I mean, the floor is just, you're more consistently at the floor than you are at the ceiling, is the way that I'm trying to say that. So, do I like this change for Hellcow? Yeah, I do. I think it's good. It's solid. The random 2 discards, I think it's worth those extra 2 points because it can be so random. Do you want to use Hellcow a lot still? No, not necessarily, but at least the risk reward there becomes a little bit better. The 8 makes it so that it's worthwhile. This probably was, I don't know if it's overdue, but I was happy to see it. I think it makes sense. I think it's like, because I still at 4-8, I'm like, do I want to play it? Do I want to play it? Do I want to lose 2 of these cards? And that's, again, how I think about every one of these OTAs is, would I still play said thing? Here, I'm debating it. It's not an obvious, and it's not a no. So to me, that's like, okay, that's probably in a good spot. Spectrum. How I've been talking about this, said it yesterday, since May. I am right. 98.34% of the time, and that streak, that percentage actually went up with this one. It went up to 93 or 98.45. So now I've been right that much, and the percent never goes down. So obviously Spectrum needed a buff. It's a little bit earlier than I originally predicted with November, but it's an early November movie. So this is probably the last time we've got an no, we'll have one more OTA before patch. No, actually, I don't. This might have been the last time to do it before that. So this makes sense. You want to get this in there, get Spectrum playing, get her nice. I've already been playing a little, I called it Spectrum Nation. Only played a handful of games with her. Got home from work, had a happy hour. Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit weird right now. Not weird, but awesome. And I wanted to play her, and I think it did pretty well. Not great, not bad, but pretty well. So I think there's a lot of things that can be happening here. I think she definitely needed this buff. I mean, I'll see what happens after I play her for a bit, but at one point I thought maybe even a 6-8 would be more than reasonable, to be honest with you. And that looks like it's it. So those are the changes. Again, I think that these are all very reasonable. There's nothing that I look at here and go, this is a problem. If you're complaining about any of these, I'd love to hear why in the comments below. I'm probably not going to agree with you at all. Now, I would love to hear your reasoning, so don't just say I disagree. If you disagree, tell me why. Tell me why. If you have some numbers behind it, great. If it's just a feeling thing, great. That's fine too. But ideally, numbers. I'm the only one who can't or doesn't have to do numbers. That's how it works on my channel. I get to sometimes use numbers, and sometimes I just get to use my opinion. So I appreciate your understanding there. It is my birthday month. If you've found any of my content worthwhile, please consider hammering down that like button and subscribing. This video is super weird, but frankly, I'm trying to have some fun, do things a little bit different. Back to work full time. So part of me is just like, I want to be my raw self. Not that I wasn't before, but I try to prep videos more with scripts and doing all these things. And now I just want to give you my raw, full-blown first session, first hot take. Let's go. Let's go. Right? By the way, my daughter learned to ride her bike this past weekend. Insanely proud. For anybody who's a father or mother out there, one of the moments, and my daughter has struggled with this. I know you came here for Marvel Snap, but I'm giving you a little bit extra. So this is into my life, right? So maybe some of you have connected with me a little bit virtually, so I'm going to share. So my daughter struggles with starting things. She's got a hard time with things in general. It's actually, for those of you who don't know, I lost my job almost a year ago. And a lot of the reason I decided not to go back, one was to try to do YouTube full time. Monetarily, it was nowhere near what it needed to be, so I had to go back. But two was that I wanted to spend more time with my daughter. Obviously, I have my son too. I want to spend more time with him, but my daughter needed certain attention to try to break from basically what I'd consider anxiety a little bit. I think anxiety runs my family. I've got plenty of anxiety. I might not seem like it at times, but I do. And it's just, I think there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that people who have anxiety think that there's something wrong with that. So if you have anxiety, one, don't feel like there's anything wrong with you. I'd say most of the population has some form of anxiety, some heavier than others. Don't be ashamed of ever needing to take anything for it. Getting consultation, talking about it with friends. When I lost my job, I was fully open about it. I didn't want to be like, let's hide this. I try to share everything in my life because I hope that somehow that will help others who are going through the same thing, and it helped me. Like, it helps me too. It's not just like a, you know, I'm trying to help you thing. I also think it tries to help me too when I talk about those things. So anyway, I'm going down this insane tangent right now. So my daughter learned to ride a bike this weekend. I was so proud of her, so happy for her. I mean, she didn't walk until she was like 18 months old. She is 9. And yes, I just got her to ride a bike. Yes. That's the type of stuff that I'm challenged with. It's just constant, you know, tough things. So anyway, those of you who came here for Marvel Snap, I semi-apologize, but I really wanted to talk about this, and then it just tangented, and I am semi-sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I hope it connected with you a little bit. Again, I want to connect with the base a little bit more. Just be my normal self. Comment below. Let me know what you think of these. Again, apologies for not really editing these videos anymore, or at least as much. I'll try to when I can. You've seen some of the things I can do with editing. I tried to edit a bunch with the stuff that I did on the Marvel Snap official website or YouTube website. Go check that out. What I did for Nico. Super raw. I said super hot, and I hiccuped at the same time. If you didn't hear that, super hot, super raw. But again, apologies for not being able to do that as much here. I'm trying to get content out for y'all. I'm trying to give you guys my feelings. Good God. Yeah, see, that would have been edited out, but not anymore. Anyway, no, I would have left that in because it's fun to screw up. I like to screw up, actually. Anyway, I'm stopping. Appreciate you making it this far. Hope you have a wonderful day. Give me big hugs. Hugs, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful day.